Hi, this is Celine from Celine Discovers India. I'm a French woman with an Indian husband. And I've been learning a lot about India through my husband and the movie we watched together. What I like the most is to watch Indian movies and try to make the food we see in them. So today I wanted to talk to you about quite a funny movie, who's called Khoobsurat. So it's a modern fairy tale between a funny modern doctor who's called Millie and an Indian prince. So what I really liked about this movie, except the wonderful dances and music, is that we were seeing Rajasthan. So it's a region I would really love to visit someday. I have been in India many times, but never there. So we see in the movie all the sumptuous palace, the nice clothes, decoration, the food, and everything is just wonderful. So it was a nice taste of another region in India that I would really like to visit. The thing I was very surprised in India, and we see it in this movie, is a contrast between modernity and tradition that are living together. So in the movie, Millie is very modern woman, who's lively, doesn't have problem to saying everything she think about. Her clothes are not traditional at all, and the prince is much more traditional, following the family rules, so he's much more traditional than her. And we see their personalities that are very opposite and how the story goes between them. Family is a big theme in this movie, and in many Indian movies, family is something big, and parents have expectation on their children that can change their life. So for me, it wasn't the case because my in-law didn't have much expectation on their children and let them choose whatever they wanted to choose. But I heard many stories of friends who had a difficult time, especially to get married, if their parents weren't approving it. And it was kind of strange for me to know that the expectation of your family can change your life in a good way or a bad way, it depends. The food we see in the movie I really wanted to make was a tandoori chicken Millie is eating at the beginning of the movie, when she just go to the royal table and just eat with her hand some chicken was there, and the whole family is horrified to see bad table manners. So she's having a chewing gum and calling on the phone at the table, which is, I think, commonly a bad habit. But for me it was also kind of unexpected that the royal family was saying that eating with her hand was bad manners. Because in India I learned how to eat with my hands. When I went to my in-laws' place, they knew I wasn't used to eat with my hands, so they gave me cutlery. But when we went to relatives, they didn't even thought about it. So I had one meal, which was a very delicious meal, and I had no cutlery. Everyone was starting eating with their hands. So I went along and starting eating. When a full plate, it's kind of easy, but when there are only a few things left, especially very liquid things, it can get kind of technical. And it's only at that point I realized that I wasn't used to eat with my hands. So I was proud of myself that I could manage the whole meal without anyone noticing that I wasn't comfortable with it. So now after a few years I'm getting better at this, but I think it's funny to think that eating with your hands can be difficult for some people because we're not used to it. Overall it was a good experience and definitely a skill to learn. So the difficult part with tandoori chicken, except that you don't have the traditional oven, but that you can just do it with a oven on high temperature. It's working kind of well. The difficult part for me was the tandoori masala, because when I bought it in the store, it's bright red, very beautiful, but it's far too spicy for my children and my European friends. So I tried to make tandoori masala with whole spices. The taste is nice, but the color is kind of brown or a little reddish, but the results are not that nice. So the solution I found is to mix my brown homemade tandoori masala with the red one I bought from the store. So I'm not putting any chili in mine, so when I mix them I can have the nice color but not too much chili so that everyone can eat it. So if you have recipe you think I should try and movie I should watch, just leave me a comment and I will see you soon with another video.